there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Wolters World, and today we are in Vicenza. This is our hometown in Italy. The most fantastic people and the best friends we can make in the world we've made here. And actually, I think our future daughter-in-law is from here. And there's my future father. Well, he's one of my best friends. Fernando, you want to say hey?
Hi guys.
This is my best friend. This is why I learned Italian. The people here are awesome, and Vicenza is really close to our hearts, all of us. This is Jocelyn's favorite city, and one of the big reasons why she loves it is Andrea Palladio, one of the most famous architects ever, and it's so influential throughout history. And the thing is, it's cool, is we've done videos, 5 things you love and hate about Vicenza, top 10 sites to be in Vicenza. But the thing is, in the last few years, there's been a huge influx of tourists because there's a new US Army base here, and there's 18,000 soldiers and their families, their wives, all these other things that have come here and has really changed the city to make it a much more robust travel experience. So what we're gonna do for you today is give you 5 tips for visiting Vicenza to kind of help you out. And the first thing, I wanna go on a cultural side of it. Make sure you take the time to get to visit the Andrea Palladio sites around town. They have a museum about him, but the things you're gonna see most, one thing you wanna see is right outside of town, the Villa Rotunda. It's this huge palazzo that's outside of town. It is just gorgeous, and some days it's actually open to the public. You can walk through the gardens, you can walk inside, but you'll see it on this hill outside of town. It's one of the most influential buildings in the last 500 years because people have used that as a basis to make other buildings that you've seen before. Because Palladio has so much influence on everybody. Another building here in town, you go right around this corner on Piazza dei Signori, the square here. There's the Basilica. The Basilica here is just unbelievable. You'll see this, you go, wow. It's not a church. But a basilica means no one lives there, okay? And you'll see this basilica, and it's fantastic. And inside, they have rotating exhibits. So we've gone there. There was a Van Gogh exhibit there when we were here last year. This year, they had one, Jefferson versus Palladio, the different kind of architecture styles and stuff like that with their monuments and their buildings. And it is really cool. And so when you're here, you can get a lot of cultural history about architecture, about Palladio, because he has really influenced not just Veneto architecture and Italian architecture, but architecture throughout the Western world and in the US, and it is pretty fantastic. They even have a museum right down the road over here to kind of learn his history, so that's one thing you really need to do to truly appreciate some of the work around here. And the thing is, the second thing you're gonna love, you can actually enjoy, or I should say our second tip, you can actually enjoy by going to the Basilica. Because when you go in the Basilica, on the very top, from May to October, it's opened up, and you can go there and have a Spritz con Aperol, which is like Prosecco, bubble water, and then Aperol, which is like an orange liquor. They pour it in, and you'll see people all over, having a Spritz Aperol. That's the thing to drink here. And I want you to make sure you do have that. You don't just get a beer and stuff like that. You gotta have Spritz Aperol. That's what the locals do. And on top of the Basilica in the spring and summer and early fall, you can go have one there. And another thing I wanna say is with your Spritz Aperol, you wanna have some of the local food when it's here. So there's two foods I wanna recommend when you come here. There's Bacala Vicentina, which is codfish and Vicenza style. And the thing is, you think cod, that doesn't really come from Vicenza. Well, actually, Vicenza had a lot of sailors that went for Venice and all kinds of stuff like that, and they kind of brought back the salted cod and all this kind of stuff, so it has influenced the food here. And the second thing you want to eat when you're here is Bigoli con Arne. Bigoli are these big fat noodles, and Arne is duck. So imagine a thick spaghetti with duck sauce. I know it sounds crazy, but it is fantastic. And it is a really traditional dish from around here. So make sure you ask, either get the codfish or the Bigoli with duck. Those are the 2 dishes you have to have when you're here. So that's my best and most important tip. Drink the Spritz, eat the duck and the cod. Fantastic, okay? Now our third tip for Vicenza is you can actually use this as a really good base to visit more of the Veneto. Because think about it, if you go to Venice, you're gonna spend a lot of money for a hotel. You're gonna go to Verona, you're gonna spend a lot of money for a hotel. Here in Vicenza, you can use this for a base, and it will save you money because the restaurants are less, the hotels are less, and the thing is, the trains from here, you can get to Verona or Venice in anywhere from 20 minutes to an hour, depending on what train you use. Like, you can take the fast trains. They're not really worth it because you're so close to all this stuff in Veneto. You can take the local trains and save money that way, and you're in Venice in 45 minutes. And you can explore there and then come back here and have more of an authentic Italian experience. Because in Venice, there's 50,000 people and there's 20 million tourists, so it's kind of hard to get the real Italian feel. So that's why this makes a great base. And what's cool is there's lots of train connections. You can go to Cittadella, this walled city that's by here. If you want to take a bus, you can go to Bassano da Grappa, Grappa, the liquor they have here. That's the tower. It's fun. You can have grappa on the bridge there. I mean, it's such a cool base to go and explore Veneto. You rent your own car, you can go so many places. You can go to the Dolomites, all kinds of stuff. It's a bit farther, but this really makes a really good base, so you can save money, see a lot of places, use public transport to get anywhere, and that's one of the cool things. And they've really, what kind of comes from that is number 4, our 4th tip is they've really made Vicenza a lot more, I would say, U.S. tourist friendly, because 18,000 U.S. soldiers plus their families. And what's cool is it's not like this bar is for American soldiers and this bar is for Italians. What you're seeing now is more integration. So you'll see Americans and you'll see Italians together. And what's cool is the American soldiers, they have to learn Italian, at least a little bit. And that they've started to learn that, look, if you speak a little Italian, the people here in Vicenza really open up and they'll talk to you and all kinds of stuff. And it's been a really great thing. And so they've really done a lot to make this a much more tourist-friendly place. And what's cool is, I mean, it sounds silly, you're in Italy, you want to eat Italian food, but this is one of the best places to get hamburgers and Mexican food and pancakes and milkshakes and all kinds of stuff. And for my American friends, if you want to have spaghetti and meatballs, you don't really get that in Italy together. But there's actually some restaurants here, because so many Americans have come, they actually have spaghetti and meatballs on the menu. I mean, it's a little strange for the Italians, because usually pasta's on one side and then later is the second plate is the meatball. But that's one of the things. It is really cool how much they've really integrated and made a really good infrastructure for tourists that's here. Oh, also, if you don't like the sizes of the food, you want more food, some restaurants actually have the American size, which puts a bit more food on top, because so many of the soldiers are like, there's not enough food here. And so they actually put more in there. So that's kind of a funny thing. And the 5th tip I have is, if you're going to be going around on public transport, you know, taking the buses to go see different sites around here, you want to go to Monte Iberico if you don't want to walk up the steps, or you're going to go out to the Villa Rotunda or other places. If you buy your bus tickets before you get on the bus, they're 25% less. And you'll see there's kiosks around town, and the tobacco places will sell tickets for the buses. But also you can buy it on your phone and save 25%. So if you're going to be here for a while, get that, because you can actually, it kind of adds up after a while. Anyway, so those are just 5 quick tips for visiting Vicenza. It's a fantastic city, honestly. My heart is here. I just went and spent a bunch of money to get all the newest jerseys for the soccer team. Oh, the Calcio team. The Vicenza Calcio, the Vicenza soccer team here is now, you see US fans there as well. And it's really cool, because it's been like a nice introduction to Italian football, Italian soccer for Americans. So if you get a chance to go to a game when you are here, it is pretty funny. And oh, if you wonder why their mascot's a cat, is because they call the people from Vicenza cat eaters. Because during the Second World War, there's rumors that there was no food, so people ate the cats. So that's kind of one of the things there. Anyway, if you want to learn more about visiting Italy or Veneto, we've got top 10 places to see in Veneto, 10 things that'll shock you about when you visit Venice, what to eat in Italy. We have it all on our website at woltersworld.com. We're also on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and we really appreciate your likes and subscriptions here on YouTube. And we wish you all a fantastic time in Vicenza, because it is great. The people are fantastic. The food's fantastic. The soccer team, well, Serie B is always good. You get to see some interesting people at the games, at least. Anyway, have a great time, and I'll say ciao from Vicenza.